Welcome to the Know, I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
Hack the peanut! And by peanut, we mean planet. Don't ask hackers how to spell planet, by the way, because news hit the tubes this weekend about a huge bank heist that got foiled by a simple typo.
Yeah, according to Reuters, those hackers lost nearly $1 billion over a mistake any free word processor would have caught. The $870 million word in question? Foundation.
Oh, late Middle English. Gets you every time.
The heist, which actually happened in February, involved a number of online banking transfers between the Bangladesh Central Bank and New York Federal Reserve.
Now, coincidentally, that's the same bank the bad guys hit in Die Hard with a Vengeance, which caused the FBI to rethink that bank's security. But nobody needed John McClane to stop these hackers, just a decent grasp of the English language.
Yeah, according to bank officials, the hackers gained access to the Central Bank of Bangladesh systems, stealing the credentials used for money transfers. From there, they spammed the Federal Reserve with requests for money, please. Money, please.
Yeah.
Just $870 million.
Yeah, money, please. That's actually the request. It goes, please, whenever it comes in. It would have worked, by the way, if not for those meddlesome spell checkers. After 4 of the transfers netted the hackers $80 million with ease, the 5th one caught some attention from the Deutsche Bank, which was routing $20 million more.
On the transfer, the hackers misspelled a Sri Lankan nonprofit, Sri Lanka Foundation, as Sri Lanka Foundation.
We're gonna put it on the screen so you can see.
And yeah, that was not me being unable to speak. It actually is
Foundation.
Foundation!
Yeah, they're big fans of Sri Lanka.
Well, that, along with the unusually high amount of transfers coming from Bangladesh Bank to private institutions as opposed to other banks, raised more than a few eyebrows at the Federal Reserve.
In all, a total of about $850 to $870 million worth of transfers were stopped dead in their digital tracks. So the moral of the story, instead of crazy security measures, we should just make cyber criminals do grammar tests.
Oh, I hated diagramming sentences.
Oh, actually, I was the one kid that was like, yay!
You would be that one kid. Or maybe just ask them how to spell like definitely.
Oh, yeah. Really defiantly.
Whoa. Half the internet doesn't seem to know how to do that.
That's true. I put the H at the end and I'm not ashamed. We're having a little fun at these spell-challenged hackers' expense. But before you go feeling too sorry for these guys, their haul of $80 million still makes this one of the largest known single bank heists on record. So, got a little bit of a gold lining for them there.
That's a lot of gold lining.
Yes.
That's more than gold leaf.
It's true.
Now, the banks are trying to sort out how to recover some of the lost money, and officials in Bangladesh aren't super happy with the Federal Reserve, even though it was, the Bangladesh bank that got breached in the first place.
Hey, we got robbed, but we're pissed at you. According to the Dhaka Tribune, the finance minister of Bangladesh blames the Fed, saying the fault that caused the hacking was in the Federal Reserve of United States, so we will file a case in the international court against the U.S. Fed.
So they're going to sue the Federal Reserve because their systems got hacked. Well, good plan, champ. The Federal Reserve doesn't seem too worried about the whole thing, saying that there isn't any evidence that the Federal Reserve was compromised at all.
While this nearly billion-dollar typo will no doubt go on to live in hacking infamy, it's certainly not the first big blunder that's been performed by hackers.
Yeah, in another case of spelling gone bad, Brazilian hackers in 2013 pulled a revenge hack on what they thought was the NSA's website. Only it turned out to be NASA's website instead. That extra A is a little important in this case, guys.
Oh, the A will get you. Foundation, NASA. Maybe it's just the letter A that gives hackers such trouble. After hacking the website, the Brazilians posted messages on the NASA homepage that said, "Stop spy on us. The Brazilian population do not support your attitude. The Illuminati are now visibly acting, and Obama heartless."
Yeah, grammar was nowhere to be seen there.
It's true.
NASA said no important information was compromised in the breach, except maybe the hackers' knowledge of government acronyms.
Aw, it's sad. Speaking of the NSA, last year, a group of NSA-affiliated hackers calling themselves Equation Group made a huge blunder by forgetting to re-register their domain names.
Yeah, according to a report filed by Moscow-based Kaspersky Lab, the Equation Group had been spreading extremely sophisticated spyware and malware around the world for about a decade. To monitor the spyware, they used a vast command and control infrastructure of around 300 domains and 100 servers.
But then they forgot to re-up about a dozen of their domain names. Kaspersky Lab bought those domain names and rerouted the information back to their servers, giving them a look at computers all over the world that had previously been reported to the NSA-affiliated hackers. Good job, guys!
Seriously, NSA, just auto-renew.
Yes.
Come on. While we're on the government blunders, there was also the FBI accidentally resetting the infamous San Bernardino shooter's iCloud password.
Whoops, please make us a backdoor.
And then they lost access to his iCloud backups, and that might have given them the exact information they were looking for and caused them to go after Apple to fix their mistake.
Yeah, and just so we're not picking on hackers here, the banks themselves aren't immune to those kinds of very costly mistakes as well. Back in 2013, a German banking clerk fell asleep on his keyboard, turning a 60 euro transfer into a 222 million euro transfer.
Oddly enough, it was the clerk's supervisor that got fired for missing the mistake, not him for falling asleep on his 2 key while transferring money.
I've never been so bored while doing something. I've fallen asleep. Although working in a bank gotta be boring. But of course, the grand prize in billion-dollar goofs goes to Deutsche Bank, who accidentally transferred over $6 billion to a hedge fund by mistake. This error happened because a junior member of the exchange team processed the wrong kind of transaction and added too many zeros. Guess what? His boss on holiday.
Not anymore.
That's true.
Or now it's a long
holiday.
one. If a bank accidentally gives you $6 billion, do you have to return it? Like kind of like finders keepers.
I wish this was the world of Monopoly, but it's certainly no takesy backsies doesn't work in the laws.
So whether you're a hacker or an intern in way over his head while your boss parties it up on the beach, everybody fucks up sometimes.
Sadly, I'm not partying on the beach, Justin. Just scroll the prompter. The important thing is just get back on the hacking horse. Don't hack anything, Justin. And try again. Hopefully with a dictionary in hand, or maybe just like spell check at the ready.
Well, what do you guys think of the billion-dollar typo? What's your most embarrassing typo? Tell us in the comments with perfect grammar.
For more botched hacker exploits and the latest news on Nightmare Fuel, which is diagramming sentences for everyone else but me, like this video and subscribe to the know.
Hold on, I'm gonna call the Fed. Please, $1 billion. Please, 870 million. Please.
My most embarrassing typo was a manual typo. I was writing on the board. I fell off my box. I was writing on the board in school in 5th grade, and I was really self-conscious about my handwriting, so it was terrible. So I was trying really hard to write really well, and I was taking notes at our class meeting, and we decided we wanted to buy some computer discs. And I wrote computer dicks!
Seriously?
And I didn't even notice!
Computer dicks!
And I was like, yep, nailed it. And then I just what else do we need, class? And my teacher laughed so hard she had to go get another teacher and show her.
Look at this, look at this.
Oh!
Dicks!
God, it was so embarrassing.
From then on, you really could have just written dicks on the board at any point, and they would have just assumed that you could have turned into the dick girl. Wait, that was bad.
How do you know my college nickname?